Hello, this is Art Games. This video is sort of a tutorial for how to use FluxGym, except that it's kind of more of a documentation of my very first attempt to use it. Once you have FluxGym installed, you have to go to the scripts folder and double-click on the activate.bat file. Then you go back up to the FluxGym folder and type in CMD in the top there, and type in python app.py and press enter. The computer will then think for a little bit and open this up. You can then control click on the address code there, those sequence of numbers there at the top, and this should open up the FluxGym user interface in your default browser. You can then drag and drop your training data, your training files, into the middle section there. Initially I dragged in a whole bunch, but then I decided to just go with 10. In the left section there, you type in the name for your LoRa. I'm not sure what to do about different versions, because I've noticed on Civit AI they have like different versions for each LoRa. I don't know if you have to like put version names in the LoRa name. I don't think you do. You can see here I deleted my training data and then made several attempts to upload a smaller number of training images. I then had to open up my system settings to find out how much VRAM I have, and it turns out I have 12 gigabytes of VRAM. So I selected the 12 gigabytes option in the VRAM section there. Then I had to decide on the repeat trains per image, the max train epochs, and the expected training steps. And I looked up what the optimal settings are, and I just left them at the defaults. I could have set the expected training steps to 1000. I think that would have been better actually, since I had 10 images. They say you're supposed to multiply by 100 for your training steps, for your expected training steps. So 10 times 100 is 1000. Then I typed in a bunch of sample image prompts that FluxGym would use for generating sample images during the training process. I don't think I did a very good job with these sample image prompts. I think I should have put in something like black and white image of Conan fighting a gorilla, rather than just Conan fighting a gorilla, and etc. And the same for the others, a black and white drawing of whatever. Sample images every n steps. That tells FluxGym how long to wait between generating sample images, so that you can keep track of the progress of the LoRa. I heard that it's good to set it at 100, so that's what I did. And then there's the option for resizing your data images, your dataset images. I decided not to. The default is 512, but I reset it to 1024. And then in the middle section there, I tried to add AI captions with Florence 2, whatever that is, and it failed the first time for some reason. Maybe my internet connection broke or something, but then it worked the second time I tried it. And the prompts it auto-generated were sort of okay, but I had to go back in and manually edit all of them, as you can see. That's what took the most time, I think, in this process, or at least what I accomplished today. So I tried to specify if it was a comic book page or a comic book panel, or a number of comic book panels. And I also added in all of them that they were black and white drawings. For those which had Kirby Sparkle in them, I put down Kirby Sparkle. That's a particular effect that was popular back in the day in comic books. Just little energy dots everywhere. The tutorial I was watching said that it's the best option to use is FluxDev rather than FluxSchnell. I took their word for it. I just left it on FluxDev, and then I hit Start Training there over on the right. Now at this point, Flux had to download the Flux checkpoint, which is 23 gigabytes, so that took a while, and the other little files that you need to run Flux. I've already downloaded these, of course, but I didn't feel like manually putting it in place, so I let it download. I have plenty of space. So anyway, that's as far as I got. It started working, and it started generating sample images. They didn't look anything like what I wanted. I think because the sample prompts didn't say a black and white image of, Conan fighting a gorilla. I just put down Conan fighting a gorilla. So I got a photorealistic image of Conan and a gorilla. I don't know if it would have changed if I'd been able to let it run its course, but I think I ran into some kind of error because my screen turned off, and I think that threw a wrench into the works. It seemed to stop doing anything, even though it ran for about 2 hours. I think nothing more seemed to happen. So I hit quit. I closed it up, and I will have to try again some other time. I think overnight tonight I will see if I can render a Laura of my own style, Art Gain style. I think maybe I'll have more success with that. I hope. I'll leave the screen on this time. If you want to help me out so that I can continue making content like this, plus tutorials so that you can learn to do it yourself, you can check out my book, The Screaming Void. It's available on Amazon as an ebook, hardcover, and softcover. If you like John Carpenter's The Thing, or the Alien movies, or The Chronicles of Riddick, you might like it, so check it out. When I wrote the novel, one of the things I was thinking about was how in a lot of science fiction that's published by the mainstream publishing industries, they sort of try to pretend that Christianity doesn't exist. Like, it's not just books, it's also television shows too. Anything that's set in the future, they sort of pretend that Christianity doesn't exist. And I was like, well, that rubs me the wrong way. I'm going to write a science fiction story that has overtly Christian characters in it, because why not? If you want to beat the algorithm, make sure to sign up for my Substack. Most of the internet tries to second-guess your decisions for what sort of content you want, and Substack is, as far as I know, the most economical way to get around that stupidity. So you can find the link in the description. I don't think I'll be able to upload for the next 2 days, but that's going to really mess with my algorithm here on YouTube. So if you really want to make sure that you are shown the follow-up videos for this, make sure to sign up for my Substack. Thanks for watching.